Welcome to today's show, The Risky Reality of Seafood and the Vegan Solution, right here on Supreme Master Television. Today, we'll dive into the health risks and environmental toll seafood carries and explore smarter, more sustainable options. One big worry for seafood consumers is the rising amount of toxic heavy metals in our oceans. Industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and pollution from animal factories have led to contamination of fish and shellfish people. Some beings like shellfish and mollusk folk even absorb these pollutants as they filter the ocean water. Marine life today faces a toxic threat from mercury, lead, cadmium, and arsenic, which are frequently detected in our oceans. Mercury is particularly concerning because of how it builds up in the food chain, a process called bioaccumulation. Here's how it works. Fish persons absorb these pollutants from the water, and as smaller fish folk are eaten by larger ones like tuna or swordfish individuals, the toxin levels increase. By the time it's consumed by humans, the health risk can be magnified. The World Health Organization or WHO has linked mercury exposure to serious issues, especially in children and unborn babies, affecting their neurological development. Cadmium, another hazardous metal often used in products like batteries, is showing up more frequently in seafood. While inhaling it can cause flu-like symptoms, ingesting cadmium over time can seriously harm the kidneys, liver, and bones. In China, a study in coastal Zhejiang province found that the highest cadmium concentrations were detected in crustacean individuals. More than 82% of samples had the toxin, making them especially risky for consumers. Polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs, are another harmful contaminant in our waters. These industrial chemicals, whose production has been banned for more than 30 years in most countries, haven't disappeared. They have remained in the environment for decades, accumulating in the fatty tissues of marine animal friends. Consuming seafood with high PCB levels poses serious health dangers, from a higher cancer risk to a weakened immune system. A 2017 study regarding Sydney Harbour, Australia, found significant PCB contamination in many seafood samples, with some levels far exceeding safety standards for consumption. In the 1970s, plastics changed the game for household items. This led manufacturers to swap out traditional materials in goods ranging from vacuum cleaners to blenders and even down to clothespins for the cheaper material. But one of the biggest shifts occurred in the 1980s, starting in the United States. It was plastic carry bags. Designed to be disposable, these sacks soon become commonplace. Lightweight and handy, they have made life more convenient, helping people tote large loads with ease. But in recent years, we finally recognized that they're a big part of the plastic waste problem that's impacting our environment in a majorly negative way. Each year, an estimated 4.6 to 12.7 million metric tons of plastic find their way into our oceans, making up about 80% of all marine litter. One result is microplastics in seafood. These tiny plastic particles, smaller than 5 millimeters, form as larger waste breaks down and are showing up in fish individuals, shellfish persons, and other marine life. What's more, as these microplastics continue to degrade, they turn into nano-sized particles that could potentially travel through human tissues, reaching important parts of the body like the brain and posing risks from chemical exposure or triggering inflammation. Microplastics are building up in marine life. Fish, mollusks, and crustacean people filter these particles from the water. accumulating micro and nanoplastics in their tissues, organs, and even their brains. And climate change only exacerbates the issue. Warmer waters promote the growth of harmful microbes, increasing the risk of microplastic contamination, negatively impacting not just marine life, but human health too. Many don't realize that eating seafood can fuel a vicious cycle beyond our plates. Consumer demand for this poisonous product drives the global fishing industry that relies on intensive practices like bottom trawling, leading to overfishing. The harmful methods used severely disrupt marine ecosystems, including the removing of key species that help control algae growth. The scale of fishing operations is staggering. A study has shown that the amount of fishing line discarded yearly could stretch to the moon and back. The number of nets lost or left behind annually could cover the entire country of Scotland, UK. Over 25 million traps and 14 billion hooks are lost each year at sea. These abandoned nets and gear not only threaten marine life but also increase the risk of harmful algal blooms that can release toxins that contaminate fish stock, the water, and even the air. We know that antibiotics are widely used in the industrial animal people raising industry. But did you know that they're also commonly used in fish people factories? The extensive use of antibiotics in fish person raising activities has become a significant concern due to its impact on both animal folk and human health. Antibiotics such as oxytetracycline and erythromycin are commonly used to treat bacterial and, to some extent, parasitic diseases in the extensive fish people raising sector. Drugs like chloramphenicol and nitrofuran have been banned for use by animal folk factories, including commercial seafood raising operations in many countries due to their serious health risks. The former can cause fatal aplastic anemia, a blood disorder, and the latter is carcinogenic. However, the use of these antibiotics still occurs in certain regions, driven by economic pressures and the need to control diseases in overcrowded conditions. The residues from these drugs can enter the food chain, contributing to antibiotic resistance, which makes infections harder to treat and increases the risk of death. Seafood exposes consumers to harmful bacteria. Among the most common culprits are Vibrio and Salmonella, which are microbes frequently linked to seafood. According to the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention or CDC, Vibrio species cause around 80,000 illnesses and 100 deaths every year in the US. Meanwhile, Salmonella can lead to intense stomach symptoms, including diarrhea, fever, and abdominal cramps. When we think about seafood-related illnesses, we often focus on bacteria, but viruses like human norovirus are just as dangerous. This virus causes around 685 million cases and 200,000 deaths globally each year. Shellfish people, especially filter-feeding types like oyster and clam persons, are particularly vulnerable to contamination as they filter large amounts of water that has been polluted by human waste carrying the virus that enters the seas. In fact, norovirus is behind roughly half of all foodborne gastroenteritis cases in the US and the European Union, with studies estimating that it causes 58% of these infections in the United States. But norovirus and other viruses aren't the only dangers. Parasitic infections also pose a significant health risk when it comes to seafood. Eating raw or undercooked fish people can expose people to over 40 types of parasites, including Anisakis and the fish tapeworm Diphyllobothrium latum. Anisakis can cause a condition called anasakiasis, leading to severe allergic reactions and gastrointestinal symptoms like abdominal pain and nausea. Diphyllobothrium infection can result in dizziness, diarrhea, and vitamin B12 deficiency, among other issues, and may require medical treatment to remove the tapeworm. People may think of seafood as a source of protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and various vitamins and minerals. But it's important to realize the extreme health risks it carries, including parasites, heavy metals, microplastics, and foodborne illnesses. Not to mention the enormous cruelty involved in its production. A thoughtfully crafted vegan diet can provide all the same essential nutrients with vegan or plant-based options like chia seeds, walnuts, and algae, stepping it as rich sources of omega-3s. Yes, including those crucial DHA and EPA fatty acids people typically associate with fish people. Protein? No problem. Vegan sources like legumes, tofu, tempeh, and quinoa have you covered with all the essential amino acids. And let's not forget about iodine, usually linked to seafood, seaweed, and fortified plant-based foods are excellent alternatives. Whether it's through chia seeds, algae, or the wide variety of natural foods available, the power to nourish your body and protect the planet is in your hands. As you explore these new choices, remember that every step toward a more sustainable and compassionate diet is a step toward a brighter future. Wishing you all the best on your journey to better health and a greener world. Brilliant viewers, thank you for being with us for today's show.